Hey Latchkey kids and drive-in mutants. You're listening to KAB 1340 Antonio Bay Radio. I'm Lady Shasha, mistress of the snark, connoisseur of the gore, and hostess with the mostest. I just watched the 2022 film Fresh. It starts out with a first date that is just so aggravating. I would have just left mid-conversation. He was so gross talking about, quote, modern women, while demanding she pays half the tab. That's not very old-fashioned of you. If you want to go back in time, go all the way back to when you were responsible to pay for every date, the house, your wife's clothes. You can't have it both ways. Bet he doesn't want to do all that. He also complains about how most women don't want to wear dresses. There's all types of women in this world. There are plenty that like to wear dresses. Go find one. How are you going to judge all? Never mind. I just remembered that only ignorant people speak in absolutes. Anyway, shout out to the modern men I know who aren't on that dumb shit. I appreciate you. Another annoying thing about this movie was the black best friend trope. She existed only to be of service to the white protagonist. No matter where she is, no matter what she's doing, she always has time to stop and give advice. Anyway, our main protagonist Noah meets Bucky in the produce aisle at the supermarket and starts a romance with him. I know his name's Sebastian Stan, but I like calling him Bucky. Fairly quickly, she trusts him enough to go for a weekend trip with him. I won't say what happens next, but the title card doesn't pop up until 33 minutes into the movie. Something happens with Noah and her bestie starts to investigate. The remainder of the movie is about Noah dealing with a horrific situation. I'm being deliberately vague. I went into this movie without having seen the trailer. I mostly avoid horror trailers now because they spoil too much of the movie. So for this section of the review, I won't spoil the movie. I will give you a hint as to the type of movie this is. It feels like it wants to be as strange as something like Boxing Helena, Victim, or Tusk, but it doesn't quite make it. In my opinion, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. The social commentary was a good attempt, but it fell really short. Nice try though, I guess. Now I'm about to get into spoilers, so if you want to avoid that, this movie is on Hulu as of this recording. And now it's spoiler time. You have been warned. I have questions. Could you still walk if someone cut your ass off? That's a thing that happens in this movie. A woman gets her actual ass cut off, but she's up and walking soon after. Also, when the four women got loose and they managed to knock him out, why didn't they tie him up? How are we going to be a so-called feminist movie, but you make the women so stupid? I didn't appreciate that at all. They did get him eventually, but it was so anticlimactic. Black best friend Molly is always conveniently there to save the day. Several times. Like I said, I got the social commentary and underlying message being presented, and it was alright, but seriously not that deep. They tried to tack on a lukewarm message about secret societies, but kind of punked out on fully exploring that. Why include it if you weren't going to go there? My reaction was like, okay, and? Oh, that's it? That's all you're going to do with that? Okay. When I was a kid, I used to hear adults call the pickup scene meat markets. This movie took that idea and made it literal. I imagine the filmmakers patting themselves on the back thinking they really did something. There was more nuance in the 1989 horror movie Society. Get Out also did social commentary horror thriller right. But my favorite horror sci-fi movie with an underlying social commentary is They Live. They Live is a masterclass on how to infuse social commentary into a movie while still being entertaining. Another gripe I have about this movie is that I don't like that the revenge was not done in a more impactful way. I grew up on Miss 45, Death Wish, Savage Streets, and Invasion USA. If you're going to promise me revenge, deliver. Show me some over-the-top revenge served extra cold, not this weak sauce ending you came up with. So unsatisfying. He cut off pieces of your body. Tie that motherfucker to a chair and go to town like Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs. This movie left me feeling the same as that movie with the rainbow hair lady who tries to get revenge on men who are predators. I forgot the name of that movie because it was kind of whack. I was so disappointed I didn't even bother to review it. Trivia for you, what movie am I talking about? I just thought of another movie I used to watch on HBO as a kid. I think it was called Extremities. I remember it was about a man who tried to attack this lady, but she sprays some chemicals in his eyes and locks him in her fireplace. I can't remember how it ends. I need to find that and rewatch it as an adult. But I remember it being pretty cool. Anyway, what is your favorite revenge movie? Let me know in the comments. In a nutshell, this movie was just alright. It held my attention well enough. I just thought the ending didn't go hard enough in my opinion. But, like I always say, Don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself. Just because I love something doesn't mean you won't hate it, and just because I hate something doesn't mean you won't love it. Have you seen Fresh? What did you think? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this has been Lady Shasha for KAB 1340 Antonio Bay Radio, signing off.
Hey, hey, hey.